Office. Hello there, welcome to Mega Sports right here on Omega Live TV and in partnership with Max TV in Ghana. Tonight, a lot of action to be talked about today. Of course, Anthony Joshua, Oluwafemi Olaseni, the Nigerian British-born boxer born in Watford. He was over the weekend locked on encounter with Usyk. We'll be talking about that. We'll be looking into that bout at the White Hart Lane as well. Also, we'll be looking at the Premiership. A recap of the Premiership is getting very, very interesting. Interesting results over the weekend where we had some underdogs also showing a lot of prowess over the weekend. Of course, we'll also be going to Ghana where my colleague Jan Pofuankra of Max TV, he'll be telling us about the local scene. Coach Milovan Rajevac is back again. Like the fighter said, I will be back once again. Coach Milovan Rajevac is back again. The man that once took the Black Stars to 2010 World Cup. He is back again. What are the expectations? What are the pros and the cons of Coach Milovan Rajevac? But without wasting time, we'll be going straight to Ghana, where my colleague Jan Pofuankra will be taking us to what is happening in the local league, where Kumasi Asante Kotoko, they seem to be signing a lot of great players at the moment, beefing up for the up-and-coming season. Accra Suffolk as well, the defending champions, who are looking very, very strong. Also doing a lot of signings and playing in the African Champions League. Also, other news happening, the technical team of the newly formed Black Stars coach. Who would it be? We're hearing about Coach, of course, Otto Addo. We're hearing about Maxwell Knodu as technical man or direct under Coach Milovan Rajevac. But Jan Pofuankra, who is forefront with this information, will feed us straight from Ghana as we go to Max TV, our media partners in Ghana, straight away, all the way with the information from Ghana.
Hello, welcome to Mega Sports Live, of course, and it's on Omega Live. We're having a lot of action coming up this weekend. Lots happened, of course. And to begin with, Accra's evoking the news again. I'm still getting messages coming through, quite a lot of messages. I'll try and read some of them. Big thanks to our producers and our partners there in London, of course. Kojo Ijima J. He is the man known as Passionate Man. He'll be bringing you all the very latest on the EPL. What another exciting weekend. But why don't we start at home? Why don't we start from the capital, Accra, Ghana? Lots happening. Kumasi Asante Kotoko in the news, or the messages coming through. Kotoko in the news once again. Players. At least 7 players have already been signed by Kumasi Asante Kotoko ahead of the new season. Now the question is, what is it? What's the plan? Is it the long term to look at 5, 10 years, all these young players coming through? Because quite a number of players are also going out. Remember, Felix Annan has already made his way out. The goalkeeper was with Kotoko for over 10 years, or almost 10 years. And of course, other players are also departing. Apparently, the captain as well is supposed to be leaving to make way for new players to come through. Kotoko have a new coach in the person of Prosper Nate Ogun. Now, the doctor by profession, the psychologist, the physician, you name it, has said remarkably that he will transform Kotoko into one of the best clubs in the world. His comments received quite interesting and contrasting feedback. Quite a lot of Kotoko fans were happy at this, very enthused, they embraced his comments. A few others, especially Hartlepool fans and neutrals, said, what are you talking about? They're asking, how on earth can you say that when you know that Hartlepool are, or is the team of the moment, having won the double and perhaps by extension the treble? The FA will await to see if there'll be a candidate or an opponent for Hearts to play the Super Cup, which means that the winner traditionally of the domestic league plays the winner of the cup. Hartlepool won the domestic league. They won the FA Cup. So what happens? They've won the double. Will it be the second place, the runner-up, that is, in the league that will play them? It's most likely, but the FA is yet to confirm that. Now, the biggest news obviously is Coach Milovan Rajevac. He has been confirmed at a press conference in the capital, Accra, on Friday. Very interesting scenes. Perhaps putting water on earlier reports that the Ministry of Youth and Sports, or by by extension, State had come out to say they had no confirmation of the coach being confirmed as the Black Stars coach. So Milovan Rahovac basically saying that I'm in to do. Okay, no problem. So Milovan Rahovac, second coming. Remember, he's the man who took Ghana to Angola 2010. The Black Stars lost to Egypt in the finals, and then South Africa 2010, the World Cup finals. We all remember what happened there. The penalty shootout where Asamoah Gyan, well, before the penalty shootout, obviously, Gyan's, penalty could have put Ghana in the semi-finals, and you can't blame the coach for that. Since then, he's been here and there, went to the Arab land, didn't do quite well, went to Thailand most recently, and he's not really been building on his CV impressively. So some have doubts whether or not the second coming of Milo would actually reap the rewards or the fruits that Ghana is looking for. The president of the FA, Kotoko, has said he's very confident that the Black Stars will qualify for the World Cup. 2 games against Zimbabwe coming up in October. Kotoko says those games are winnable, and indeed he'll make everything possible, or he'll make sure that everything possible is done to help coach Milo and his translator, who also doubles as a technical man, to win. Otto Addo, the former Borussia Dortmund Kingpin, remember, had a great career there. Remember, he was also part of Ghana's squad in 2006 in Germany. Otto Addo, yep, that's him. He's one of the coaches now handling Dortmund's junior team in Germany. He is the deputy or assistant coach alongside Coach Maxwell Konedu. This is not new territory for Coach Maxwell Konedu, the former Kotoko coach. Controversially dismissed after just 4 matches in the last domestic season, that is the Ghana Premier League. So that's what it looks like. Milovan Rahovac at the top, Otto Addo and Maxwell Konedu, hoping to get Ghana to the World Cup finals in Qatar. Now, talking about Qatar, we're going back and forth here. It's likely, or it's been literally confirmed by FIFA, that the World Cup finals will be played in November, December. Quite interestingly, a winter World Cup as far as Europe, America, and some of the Asian countries are concerned. That is their winter months. In December, November, the World Cup finals in 2022. So that's quite an interesting one. And so those latest news from Accra, as I said, Hartevok preparing steadily for the outcome of Wydad Casablanca's little issue with the Confederation of African Football. They need to get clearance from FIFA to confirm whether or not they will definitely play Hartevok for that slot in the CAF Champions League. After Hearts, they dismissed their opponents from Guinea. Remember, Industrial du Kamza from Guinea were beaten 2-0 at the Accra Sports Stadium. Let's go back and forth. Hearts, Accra Sports Stadium, Kotoko, Babayara Sports Stadium. Why is that significant? Well, remember, last season, Kotoko were the most travelled side, crisscrossing the country from the western region to Greater Accra, to central region and the Bono region. They travelled far and wide. Sogakope, you name it. Kotoko did not play a single home match at home. They had to travel all through. So this time around, with the Babayara Sports Stadium finally completed, the refurbishment has been done. It was inspected by the Honourable Minister Yusuf Mohammed. Mustafa Yusuf, he inspected that a couple of weeks ago with the Director General of the National Sports Authority, Professor Chumesi. That is the deal. Kotoko believe that the home advantage is back with them, and if they could not win 5 or 6 matches on the road this time around, those matches should be winnable at the Babayara Sports Stadium. That quite makes it an interesting league next season, where Hartevok, the informed team, the team to beat, the double champions, they're gunning for they're gunning for Champions League qualification. They are definitely the team to beat. But Kotoko putting the house in order. Buying so many players is one of the things that has caught the eye. Young players, and Nanaya Amponsa is likely to push in all these young players for a long-term project with the coach who came from Wafa, Prosper Nate Ogun, the doctor. He's been talking big. So that's the news on the local scene. Awako, Gladson. So I called him up. Gladson, what's going on? We're reading all these stories about you quitting Heart of Folk. What's the reason? We're reading it's juju. What is juju? Spiritual issues? Awako says, no, that's nonsense. Nothing to do with that. In fact, what he said was that he was unwell and he sought permission from Heart to take some days off. And that's exactly what he's doing. He's recuperating. So we should ignore all these stories that are making the rounds. That is coming from Gladson Awako himself. So Hearts of Oak fans, relax, take a deep breath. Awako says he's not leaving Hearts. He's been unwell, asked for permission, it was granted, and then the rumors, maybe it was a conversation that was leaked, misconstrued, misquoted, and put out in social media, which brought about all this controversy. Right, you're still watching Mega Sports on Omega Live, right here in partnership with Max TV here in Accra, and I'll be bringing you more news. I'm Yam Frankrab. Kojo Jima Ajay is in London, and he'll be bringing you up to date on the very latest from the English Premier League. But let's go for a quick break, a quick teaser. When we return, there's a lot more to talk about, including the Ujra Cup, and also my point or my views on the EPL weekend in England. I'll be right back.
World Remit is here for you, so you can be there for them.
Well, welcome back to the action. You just heard from my colleague in Ghana, Yam Pofankra, and he's been talking about, of course, the preparation for Kumasi Asante Kotoko, who are really beefing up for the up-and-coming season. And as we're seeing, they're signing all players from the left, right, center to be able to clinch the title from their arch rivals, Accra House of Folk. Accra House of Folk also are looking forward, of course, for the African Champions League, where they're really pushing hard to get what they call, quote unquote, the money zone or the next stage of the competition. Like we heard from Yao, we know Coach Milovan Rajevac is back again to Ghana this time around to be able to push the Black Stars to where it belongs. We heard from the GFA president, Ket Okreku, a few days ago when he was talking about a man that knew the team and a man that, quote unquote, is not matre makwe, literally meaning that he's a well-tested, well and tried, tested manager who knows the ins and out of our football and will be able to push our team to where it so belongs. Well, we're hoping that the Black Stars of Ghana, Qatar 2022, will be able to make it come next year, where we are looking at a tournament that might be played in winter. We're hearing the new days might kick off on the 18th of November, all the way down into December. So it will be first of its kind after so many years of the existence of the World Cup, back to back, where we've had it all the way from the 50s, where we've never played the World Cup in the winter. The English Premiership as well, the FA here are also adjusting the schedules of the Premiership, where most likely they will go for a winter break to be able to also feed or fit into the schedules of FIFA come next year, Qatar 2022, for the World Cup. And so it's looking more likely that we would have a winter World Cup in 2022 because of the heat wave in Qatar. So most likely that will be what we'll be witnessing next year, Qatar 2022. But also on the African scene as well, African Cup of Nations is looking up so brightly in January, where the African continent will come alive with all these countries coming face to face. We're looking at more exciting teams ahead. The Ghana Black Stars, of course, will represent Ghana. We're going to have the indomitable Lions of Cameroon also most likely representing Cameroon. And so a lot of exciting Super Eagles of Nigeria. And I believe and I think African football is on the rise. Well, without much talking about, we will move straight into the English Premiership, where it is getting interesting, it's getting exciting, and of course, some interesting results coming over the weekend. You know, I was some of the few guys, but I witnessed that Manchester United, after last week defeating West Ham, finally also got defeated by West Ham in the Carabao Cup midweek. But Manchester United also lost narrowly. They lost narrowly over the weekend. But before we do a recap as well, I want to hear what people in Ghana and Jan Pafanka, my colleague in Ghana, stands by and his views on what he thinks about the English Premiership. When he comes back, we will run up from what here in London.
Well, if Partey can be fit and other players who have been brought in to show the Arsenal attack the midfield and of course the defence, the Gunners are in for a very good run. But at the moment they look on fire and they blitzed their way through Tottenham, who looked terrible, their defence in all manner of trouble. Now let's talk about the game that happened between Manchester United and Aston Villa. Villa really pulled a surprise there by beating United, star-studded United, by a goal to nil. And of course the controversy, that penalty miss. What happened? That incident is one that is being played over and over in social media. The goalkeeper basically saying, I want Ronaldo to take the shot. Let Ronaldo take it. And that certainly put off Bruno. And you could hear the chants of the Villa fans. Bruno, Bruno. He hit it over the bar. Not over the bar. He hit it right up into the sky, into the stands. And that, of course, is one of the trending videos on social media. Villa hung on to win. A famous win for them. And they're looking good for their money as well. United, though, 3 defeats in all competitions. Not good. Not good at all. They're in Europe. They have to be careful. Villarreal waiting for them. That's a tricky one. And I'm sure that is one game everybody's going to be looking out for. Another exciting game, well, that happened in Brentford, where Liverpool travelled to. Liverpool so confident, and also were starting that weekend on the same points as Chelsea. Same, number of points, same number of goals. But what happened eventually? Well, let's move to Liverpool. Remember, they're also gunning. At the start of the weekend, the EPL, Liverpool were joint, leaders with Chelsea. Now, quite interestingly, they travelled to Brentford. And before the game, remember, Brentford did say they won't change their style. They love to attack. They love to play football. They love to mix it up. And that's exactly what happened. 3 goals for each. So that's 6 goals in the game. It was 3-3 at full time. And at a point, it looked like Liverpool may have nicked it. But they sat there and allowed Brentford to get a point in the game. Perhaps Liverpool would feel in the end was a defeat. They also travelled to Porto in the Champions League, so they need to put that game behind them. Liverpool's Van Dijk, Joel Matip, all the big boys, Robertson, they were all there. Trent Alexander-Arnold, but somehow the defenders allowed, Brentford to breach them 3 times, actually 4. That a goal disallowed, and opportunities going and begging for both Salah, Mane, as well as the Brentford forward. So 3-3 ended, a very exciting game. Who else? Chelsea, big game over the weekend against Manchester City, and Chelsea was slightly tipped to win that game. Yeah, they were slightly tipped to win that game, but City proved that away from home, when they mean it, they mean business. And Chelsea didn't really attack. And, a lot of people wondering why Tuchel did not just unleash his firepower. He was a bit more reserved at points in the game where you felt Chelsea should have opened up, perhaps given respect, maybe, or fear to the threats of Manchester City. So Chelsea losing their unbeaten record. Liverpool unbeaten, but they've lost their their steam with that 3-3 draw against Brentford. If they carry on like that against Porto, they could be heading back, from Portugal to Anfield with a defeat. But Jurgen Klopp has got 24 players fit for that series.
Thank you, Jan Pafanka, all the way from Ghana. Thank you so much, Jan Pafanka. Jan Pafanka, of course, giving us the highlights of his views over the Premiership over the weekend as well. Don't forget that the weekend was quite an exciting one. Arsenal finally beginning to find their rhythm. Thomas Partey, the Ghanaian-owned midfielder, Thomas Partey gradually beginning to take the center stage for Arsenal in the midfield, and him and Odegaard gradually transforming Arsenal's play. And if you watch the game where Arsenal really attacked Aubameyang, the African player, the Congolese African player, who also has a decent in Ghana, in case you didn't know that. one of his grandparents also was from Ghana. And Aubameyang was on sung with a celebration of a Thierry Henry celebration on the pitch right at the Emirates. It was a North London derby, one of the most anticipated derbies in the Premiership. We saw what Arsenal, in the end, what they proved that, yes, they are the kings and the bragging rights of North London belongs to Arsenal. It's getting exciting, it's getting heated now in the Premiership. We're also seeing Chelsea, a team that most people felt would be very, very difficult to beat over the weekend, got really disciplined by the champions. I'm talking about Manchester City. City came all the way down from Manchester, Greater Manchester, where they came to Stamford Bridge, and the bridge, as we know, got finally broken. Lukaku on the day tried a lot of attack. Also, Chelsea attacking from all kinds of the game. But City, I must say, was very, very exciting team to watch. They pressed so high on the pitch as well. They controlled the game, most part of the game. And Chelsea also really, really were organized. But of course, the firepower from Jesus, the Brazilian international, was so much for City to also contend with, for Chelsea to contend with. As we speak now, we've got Crystal Palace also locking horns this moment with Zaha already with a penalty for Crystal Palace now. And so Crystal Palace looking good, playing this very, very moment as well. The championship, of course, as we know, the Premiership is getting very quite heated now. Very, very soon we'll go for the English, the fixtures after the break. Of course, there's going to be a break, a whole break for this week. As we know, there's international break. But come back again, it will be much exciting and a lot of games to look out for. Liverpool over the weekend, what an encounter. Liverpool-Brentford, oh, what a game, 3 goals apiece. It was a game that I really, really loved going. But it asks a lot of questions. Many people beginning to ask a lot of questions about the back four of Liverpool, if they are that much competent enough, because they consider 3 quick goals. Liverpool scores and they come back in, they lose, and they score and they lose and they come back again. And the game was such a 6-thriller encounter, very exciting game. But the African boys, Mo Salah, Sadio Mane, all unsung in that game. Sadio Mane also doing very, very well in that particular game. As we know, Salah is beginning to break records in the history of the Premiership and in the history of Liverpool. But at Anfield, Liverpool will also looking much, much stronger. They're looking to be much stronger at Anfield when they do play at home after the international break. Also, the new boys, Brentford, are looking like a team that is ready to stay in the Premiership. They're beginning to stake a claim that they are here and they are not a whipping boys. So it's looking exciting now when you look at the Premiership. Manchester United, when we all thought that Cristiano Ronaldo finally United has seen some light at the end of the tunnel. Finally, they lost narrowly over the weekend, 1-0 to an Aston Villa team that came in and wasn't haunted by how tall or strong Cristiano Ronaldo is. They kept going and they kept playing with the likes of the Greys and the oldies boys, flashing from both sides of the pitch and attacking through the midfield. But I must say, Manchester United got a late penalty where Bruno Fernandes, who has been very, very great player for Manchester United after his inception from Portugal, he's been very good, playing very well for Manchester United. But unfortunately, he missed a last-minute penalty that also sent Manchester United back into the doldrum. But Cristiano Ronaldo is of high hopes, and he said to United fans that, listen, this is only the beginning. There's much more await us. But very soon we'll be looking at the table for the Premiership, but before then, let's talk a bit about the Champions League. There's exciting Champions League, and there's much fixtures to be played. Very soon we'll be rolling out the fixtures that will be played on a Tuesday, where we're looking at Paris Saint-Germain and Manchester City. Yes, you heard me right. Paris Saint-Germain and Manchester City, very exciting fixtures. We've got Ajax, Besiktas, we've also got Shakhtar Donetsk, and we've got Inter, we've got Dortmund. All these fixtures coming up over this coming weekend. I beg your pardon, coming up this Tuesday. Exciting time for football lovers and football fans who are looking very exciting. Ajax plays Besiktas, Shakhtar play Inter. Dortmund also plays Sporting, another good game to be looking out for. Porto, Liverpool, what a game. Porto, Liverpool. Milan, Atletico Madrid, another interesting one. And the greatest of all the derbies will be Paris Saint-Germain and Manchester City. Would it be a Pep Guardiola versus his own young boy that he trained, Lionel Messi? Would Messi recover enough time? Would he recover in time to be able to feature for Paris Saint-Germain? Only time will tell, as well as we look forward to those fixtures as well. Leipzig, a team that in recent seasons have risen over the pedestal, has proved a lot of teams wrong and a lot of football fanatics wrong. Will also lock horns with Club Brugge from Brussels or from Belgium. Real Madrid will also lock horns with FC Sheriff. Real Madrid over the weekend drew goalless. Would they have inspiration enough to see past the FC Sheriff as well? On Wednesday, another exciting one. We've got Atlanta and Young Boys. I watched Atlanta and Inter Milan at the San Siro over the weekend in a in a 4-game thriller where it was 2-goal apiece. An interesting game. I must say that Atlanta also proved that they are really here. Why would Atlanta fail over Wednesday when they lock horns with the Young Boys from Switzerland? Zenit will also face Malmo FC. Bayern Munich will face Dynamo Kiev. A very close encounter that game will be. Dynamo Kiev, very difficult to play. But at the Allianz Arena, you expect Bayern Munich, who has been in great form, to be showing a lot of quality in that particular game. Benfica will lock horns with FC Barcelona. Barcelona struggling now with a lot of issues happening in the club at the moment. Will Ronald Koeman stay or will he be sacked? Only a few matches or days will tell. Ansu Fati, the young Spanish player, Ansu Fati, who is a prospect, most Spanish players are hoping that will lead Spanish football. Ansu Fati over the weekend recovered after a long injury, and he's really proving that he's here to really make a claim. And he wears the number 10 jersey of all jerseys, where most people are scared of. But the young man is ready to take on the battle of Lionel Messi, or what the heroes of Lionel Messi left behind for Barcelona. So the new young prospect for Barcelona is a recovered Ansu Fati, who is here to prove his worth. Also, Juventus will lock horns with Chelsea. Another good game to look out for. Juventus, of course, who have been in great form after Cristiano Ronaldo leaving. They're still looking quite a bit wobbly at the moment. But Allegri, the coach, has said to the fans, be calm. We will sail the ship to a safe place. So Juventus, of course, will lock hands with Chelsea. Will Lukaku, a man that played last season in Serie A with a lot of experience in the Serie A, would he lead Chelsea to victory against Juventus, where Juventus will play in Turin at the stadium in the northeast of in the northern part of Italy? That will be the game. Manchester United will play Villarreal. Cristiano Ronaldo knows Villarreal very well in his days with Real Madrid, and Varane also knows Villarreal very well in his days with Real Madrid. So they're looking forward to restore parity after they lost narrowly over the weekend to Aston Villa. What will be the scoreline for Manchester United and Villarreal? Only time will tell. After 90 minutes of action on Wednesday, I'm sure we will find out who the victors really are. Salzburg will play Lille. So Salzburg will play Lille from France. Another good game. Wolfsburg will play Sevilla. Sevilla, very, very great team when it comes to doing well in the Europa, but in Champions League, well, they are yet to prove to everyone that indeed they are a team to beat. So these are the fixtures for Tuesday and on Wednesday, Champions League. But will the big players and will the big boys show up? The likes of the Lewandowskis, the likes of the Lionel Messis, the Cristiano Ronaldos, the Lukakus, all these great players, will they show up? The Benzemas of this world, the Neymars of this world, the Kylian Mbappes of this world. This is what gets us watching the Champions League. It's an exciting league with great teams across Europe. You can't miss this week's Champions League, as we heard for the international break. It's an exciting league, so let's looking forward to this particular games on Tuesday, on Wednesday. Very, very soon we'll go for a quick break. And right after the break, we'll be looking into Anthony Oluwafemi Olaseni Joshua. We'll be looking into his bout with Alexander Usyk at the White Hart Lane on Saturday night. We'll take all the details of what happened, who won the fight, and of course, how the outcome of the fight came, what the reactions are as well. We'll be right back after the break.
At World Remit, we understand what the journey is about. How it can sometimes take a little distance to bring us a little closer together. With ways to save more when you send more, World Remit is here for you, so you can be there for them.
Welcome back to Omega Live TV. This is Mega Sports right here, and we are in partnership with our media partners in Ghana, also Max TV, and you heard from earlier from my colleague Jan Pofanka. But of course, it was a boxing weekend, and like I said earlier in my earliest introduction, when two elephants do clash, is the grass that does surface. Anthony Oluwafemi Olaseni Joshua, 21 years of age, born in Watford, just on the edge of London. You can call that Hertfordshire, where he's a Nigerian-born British boxer. He won gold in the London 2012 Olympics as well, won silver in Liverpool. He's won a lot of laurels to his name and his credit. But over the weekend, after 26 fights, over the weekend on Saturday, Anthony Oluwafemi Joshua unfortunately lost to Ukrainian Alexander Usyk, where it was unanimously unanimously given to Alexander that, of course, Anthony Joshua lost the bout. But technically, we look at that fight and you see how good Alexander Usyk is. It makes people begin to raise a lot of questions that will Anthony Joshua be able to match a fighter like Fury? Would that bout come on? Or say Wilder, would that fight really come on? Does he really got what it takes to face dear Turner Wilder? Or has he got what it takes to also fight the likes of the Furies? But Joshua, throughout the bout, proved that he's a steady boxer. But unfortunately, Alexander Usyk, who came in very, very tough and very strong, 34 years of age, 3 years older than Anthony Joshua, on Saturday traveled all the way from Ukraine at a White Hart Lane, a stadium of 60+ thousand, with a lot of the home supporters rooting for Anthony Joshua. But that did not get to the young man, or that did not get to the boxer from Ukraine, where he came to prove that he's here and he's here to stay and he's not playing. He came to take the battles and also win all those medals, IBO, WBA, WBO, all these titles for this great boxer at the moment. So Alexander Usyk is the new heavyweight champion now. He carries all these boxes. Eddie Hearn, the promoter of Anthony Joshua, has said that indeed Alexander was better, and in the end he deserved to beat Anthony. Well, Anthony goes back to the drawing board. Will he come for a rematch? Well, time will tell, but as most boxers will always tell you, if you fight and run, he will fight and run, live to fight another day. So I'm quite sure that Anthony will come back very, very shortly. He will come back and gather himself and more strength like he did before when he fought in the Middle East, where he won his next battle. So it's just a slip or a setback for him at the moment. But he will come back much stronger. 26 fights, lost 2, 22 knockouts, and he's won 24 bouts. So that's not a bad record at all for a heavyweight boxer of his age, just 31 years of age. So I'm sure he will come back much stronger. But at the moment, we celebrate the winning boxer on the day, Alexander Usyk, who is very, very great at the moment, showing his prowess that he's here. He's not just here to add numbers, but he's here as an experienced boxer, very smart and very intelligent boxer. So it's been on Omega Sports right here. It's been a great way coming your way tonight. But we're looking forward to great action come next week, Monday, where we'll be recapping over the weekend the action as well. We'll be recapping all the international break. We'll be bringing you highlights from Ghana with our media partners, Max TV, and you heard from our colleague Yampo for Ankara. It's been great coming your way this evening. My name is Kojo Ejejima, or surely you can call me Passionate Man. Good night and have a good day.
At World Remit, we understand what the journey is about. How it can sometimes take a little distance to bring us a little closer together. With ways to save more when you send more, World Remit is here for you